Thanks for staying with us. It's still Tuesday and we're discussing health-related matters. And today we're discussing sexual arousal in the gym. It's going to take a few comments. I think I have a caller. Adewale, good morning, Adewale, you're there. Thanks for calling.
In Moraya.
Morning.
First, I would like to say a big well done to everyone in the studio.
Thank you, sir.
You guys have been doing wonderfully well, you know.
Thank you.
Making a positive contribution to the society, Nigeria at large and all. Yeah. You see this topic this morning, I've been really, I happen to be I'm a gym instructor for quite some time now.
Okay.
And the sexual harassment thing, I think, is to both sex, as in the male and the female.
Okay.
Yeah.
So my own side, you see, naturally, I wouldn't want to be like as if I'm praising myself. I'm the kind of guy that every woman would want to like, okay, let's be having something. You understand? And at the same time, I'm the kind of person from the teaching of my religion. You get? I need to be very, very cautious of how I do my dealings.
Right.
From what I see, my exposure to some things, you know, like lowering of our gaze that is preached as a purpose in our religion. You get? So for as many times as I try to run away or try to avoid any immoral, most the ladies, and most of the gyms are trained, they will be giving it back to you. You can imagine someone comes to the gym without any underwear. And the leggings is, I don't want to say it on a public distance. You get?
Yeah.
There are a couple of it like that. I would call them privately and tell them, madam, you don't need to be doing all these things.
Really?
You get?
Wow.
For as much as you try to run away from it, you will be calling for it.
Wow.
The extent, there was one I had in Abuja. I had to excuse myself from Joseph.
Wow. Interesting. That's a gym instructor.
Yeah.
So
He has to excuse himself.
He has to excuse himself. So this is real. This conversation is real. It's actually really happening.
It's real.
There are people. So we understand that men have been doing this for years. But now that women have gotten into the ring, women
play.
They will do this because many of them, and I'm trying to understand where they're coming from.
I think we need more female gym instructors. Maybe that would help.
Maybe that could help.
More female gym instructors. And I also think that we should normalize seeking help when we
Let's go to what Beecee said earlier about normalizing sex therapy.
Yeah.
You know, because a lot of people have, this is a conversation, even in your view, we have not totally thrashed this issue of sex.
It's a breakfast.
It's a breakfast show,
now,
so we try to be very careful.
Yeah.
Because many homes are being destroyed and pulled apart because of this issue.
I thought you people say sex doesn't matter in marriage.
It does.
You and our larger here.
I was saying that it is overrated. I didn't say it doesn't matter.
All right.
I said it's overrated because we make it look
Doesn't
such a
matter, it's
humongous
overrated.
part of it, such that people do as if, oh, because if I don't have it the same way this person is having it, I am not good. And I don't think that's correct. So that's a conversation,
not.
a different conversation for a different day. But the truth is that many people are being lured into this immorality because they're not being satisfied. So we need to raise this issue so that our husbands know that there is a need. Because you always assume, because my wife reads, she's skabashing between 5 a.m. and 6 a.m. She doesn't need it because she's fasting.
Yeah.
Because you see when women are praying, you assume that spirit. She's not spirit anything. She also has needs.
Yeah, so they are, in wrapping up what I was saying earlier, so you go to the gym and you recognize that your body is now excited in so many ways you haven't experienced before. Because you have been shamed about talking about your sexuality and sensuality, you keep quiet, you don't say anything. But the thing now is you must open up that conversation and have a conversation with your husband. Do we need to see somebody that can help us? I felt this particular way when the guy asked me to raise my leg and,
Go again. Yeah, he won't let you go again.
You see the truth? Nobody wants to have that sort of conversation. That's on one hand. Secondly, because of the men's ego, sometimes you don't really get what you want if you have an idea of what you want in the first place. And then you don't want them to feel bad when you say it. You keep quiet and you suffer in silence. and nobody's having that conversation properly till it gets maybe one day, devil now catch you now go and do something. You now realize that I should have started having this conversation. There's little things that can be tweaked here and there that can get both partners to satisfy themselves. The professionals will lead you in that direction. There was a documentary I watched one time, and I realized that everybody has, the way you have your love languages, you have your sex languages. So the way they would do like a test for you and realize how your sex language goes, what triggers you, what makes you more. And they found out in that documentary, I can't remember the name right now, they found out that some of the women who were very conservative, very religious and all that, actually had some very extreme triggers that on a normal, you won't even associate them with it. So imagine if you never went through that and all your life you feel, oh, so this is how it is. They will just do and just be going. Okay, now, this is let's, I don't know if that's how you want to live your life, but we should allow people to, especially your partners, to be vulnerable with you, to say, okay, you know, touch me where, yeah, is there anything we can do so that 100%. I feel it better? And you don't judge them or crucify them or call them prostitutes for sharing.
Let me take this call from Kwara. Abiodun, are you there? You're live.
Vice versa, yeah.
Yeah, good morning.
Good morning, sir.
Good morning.
Yeah, in fact, proper color.
Welcome to the show.
Honestly. I want to take it a little bit further from where you ladies are.
Please.
Thank you.
You are talking of only gym. I've come across people that go to the club to play tennis, table tennis, lawn tennis, all these sports.
Okay, sports.
What happened there? What happened? The same thing that happened in the gym translates to these sports. And I'm of my 50, but in reality, I look like I've become. I will give you a scenario that happened, and I discussed it with my wife today. I based in Lagos, but I walked with me to Ilorin. My neighbor daughter of 14 years or 15 approaching me that I like you, as I look. You can't imagine. And I was like, yeah, you look good, but I'm your daddy's friend. This baby lady did not let me go. Everywhere I went, she's there. To the extent that one elderly man in the compound noticed and said, Oga, you need to be very careful of this other. I said, I know. And when I discussed with my wife was like, I need to tell her dad. Because if I'm able to take my eyes off it, not taking advantage, what of where she is in the school, in the other places?
I didn't hear you very well, Mr. Abiodun, but I'm trying. He said something about a 14-year-old approaching him or something like that. I think that was what I heard. That's all I heard. I didn't hear most of it.
15 years old. Between 14 to 15 years old. Just approaching me and telling me about my body structure that, oh, I like you. You can understand. You can imagine that. So if I didn't have a self-instrument and self-discipline.
All right. Thank you very much, Mr. Abiodun. I have a message here from somebody. She says that, Mariah, I go to the gym, and anytime I enter the gym, my gym instructor, let me not read that part. Yeah. But what she's trying to say is that the man responds to her.
Oh, okay. Chemistry can.
And she notices.
So the thing is, the truth about because we're on a breakfast show and I tend not to like talking about it. I like to let Beecee talk about these matters. But
you do more than
the body of a woman, if touched right by anybody, will respond. And we need to let women understand that. And we need to let teenagers. We need to let teenagers understand it, because sometimes they believe that there's something special about this person that touched me. That's why I'm feeling this way. No, another person will touch you. You will still feel it. Anybody can touch it. And once they know and they know the right buttons, they press it. It is okay. Yeah. Gym instructors might get that chemistry with someone. And if that chemistry happens, it doesn't mean you have to act on it. The thing about life is you don't marry the only person that you fall in love with.
Yeah.
You marry someone you choose. And if you've made that choice, find a way to make it work. You know, because at the end of the day, the man that does not seem to know the right buttons, if thoughts can be the one taking you to 7 heavens. So get the necessary skills and you'll be enjoying your marriage.
Fantastic. That's why we need the sex therapist to come teach. Let me take our call. I think I might be our final caller. Daniel, are you there? No.
Good morning.
You're live.
Morning,
Go ahead,
sir.
please.
Yes, you guys are looking beautiful.
Thank you, sir.
The topic is as important as any other topic you have discussed before.
Thank you, sir.
And for me, my own little experience about going to the gym, in fact, it was my wife that even pushed me out to do it. Each time I dress up, she keeps saying, look at your belly is growing. And then I went there. For me, I wasn't too comfortable. I went there once and I didn't go again. What I saw for me was close to nakedness. There are too many distractions. Too many distractions that
Not easy for
at the point, even in the exercise, we had to take ourselves in two and help out with. So it was a physical thing for me. And even if you are disciplined as a man or as a woman, don't go to where you will fall. And I thought, I will not tempt my own discipline. I won't say because I'm disciplined, and I'll go ahead and tempt my discipline. And so I stopped going. I would either do that quietly at home or do any other one I have to do with friends and all of that. I don't go there again.
Thank you, Mr. Daniel. Mr. Daniel, let me ask you a question, because I think there was a message that Beecee read privately. Oh, I'm sorry, Mr. Daniel. There are people who live abroad. They see naked people every day in bikinis. I have been to a sex beach in Florida. I have attended it. I know my friends were there. Me, I don't know. I had my own bikini. I just bought it. I was just like, you know, it wasn't sex. It was nude beach. Everybody was just nude. Me, I just so. When you go abroad, you see this, it's not a big deal. Why is it therefore a big deal for us here? I mean, it's not our, maybe because it's not our culture, but are you saying that so you won't travel to the US, you won't go on vacation because you're going to be seeing naked people and you'll be falling? Is it that you
don't walk naked on
you
the
focus?
road abroad too,
Yeah,
now.
but you
there are places where you will go and you see them, and you might choose not to go there.
If you go to Florida, for example, during the summer, you will see people walking in bikinis with their dogs walking. Would you not say because of that you want to go and start there?
When you go on vacation,
being tempted.
You go to the pools, maybe your resorts, you go to the pools, you see them. Women, men, families with their children, everybody on bikini. Everybody wears it. And nobody's looking.
Nigerians will look.
No, Nigerians don't look. I travel with my kids. They don't look.
They are used to it. My own children will look.
But the point
because they've not seen it before.
So take them out.
So then this man is saying that don't go to somewhere. Wait, how do you therefore protect yourself?
Decision. It's his decision, because you know yourself and you know what you've been exposed to. The person in the Western world has been exposed to these things all their life. They've built a level of resilience against it. They can move on. But another person cannot. I work out in a gym and there's a particular voluptuous lady, very, very, as in she faces her gym work, but it's just that when she walks, is everywhere. You will look.
Even you look.
I will look, she's just so perfectly packaged. So the thing is, if you now find yourself that those kind of things attract you, you either take yourself out of the temptation or you totally don't go there anymore.
Wow.
So for me, it is... I applaud this. It's self-awareness at the highest level to be able to know this works for me.
Know what your triggers
this doesn't work for me, or I'm not bothered.
We have to wrap up on this. We need comments on social media for a wrap up.
Somebody says maybe we should start thinking of having female and male gyms separately.
We
should have female and male offices separately. Female and male banks separately. Female and male markets separately. See, I think everybody just needs to work on themselves. Know who you are. If you have problems in your home front, deal with it firsthand before you take yourself out. Till you're done dealing with it, don't go in places that can trigger you. Just know who you are. That's it.
You have to wrap up with it. But I think in a nutshell, as the ladies have said, the issues raised by lots of husbands is valid. Many husbands feel that way. Although we have been managing it for many years because we've been seeing our husbands go to the gym all this way. We're not
don't used to cry.
Carry placard. They are going to the gym. We accepted. But now that more women are going to the gym, the men are beginning to carry placard that they are getting tempted by their gym instructors. Either way, everybody needs to deal with themselves. Every woman needs to know their limits, their boundaries, know your triggers, try to avoid those triggers, understand the kind of, is it touching your ears, is it touching your hip, what are those triggers? Try as much as possible to avoid it. from your instructors and try to preserve yourself. And husbands too, if you are one that have not charged the wife batteries in years,
charge it.
please begin to charge, especially when she has started going to the gym. Those things will start coming. So please, quickly leave the politics, leave the business, leave all those people, and go and charge my
Come and do your work.
If not, go and do your work. If not, take it like that. That is all we can take on this segment. It's Tuesday. When we come back, we're discussing immunization. Stay with us. We'll be right back.